Welcome to Maple Grove High School for the Section 5 4A boys basketball semifinals. Our first semi matches the number 3 seed, the Osseo Orioles, and the number 2 seed, the Park Center Pirates. I'm Jay WILCOX along with Ariel McDonald, and boy, old rivals here, and their records are almost the same. They split 2 regular season meetings. Kind of a toss-up game coming in. We'll see who comes out with the most fire here tonight.
You know, when you look at the schedule, you look at the end result. One team won by 21 points, the other won by 29 points. A little bit quirky, so it's, you know, right now you don't really know what to expect. But at this time of the season, both teams really feeling optimistic, both teams really thinking that they have a chance to win this game tonight.
Both teams played well down the stretch. Also, you know, anytime you hit 20 wins, you've had a good season, especially playing the schedule that these two teams played. They've got a lot of experience among their players, too, so they're battle-tested, and I don't think the big atmosphere should phase either one too much.
You know, Park Center has a lot of experience, have many older players, some savvy players. You know, Osceo's going through a little bit of adjustment, losing 3 key players from last season. Almost 32, 34 points combined between the 3 of them. So sometimes that's hard to make up. But, you know, Coach Tyson is an old vet, okay? He's an old cat. He really knows how to prepare his team for moments like this. So this should be a very interesting battle tonight.
Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in tonight's contest, starting with Osseo. And John Bezdacek is a guy who do a little bit of everything and provides a little toughness for their team, too.
You know, he was like the Cameron Betty of this team for this season. Cameron was a big-time player for Osceo's success that they have had for the last couple years. And it's unfortunate right now, but he's going to be one of those star key players. Let's see what he can bring to the table to offset this Park Center team.
And for the Pirates, we'll talk about Jarius Cook. Their leading scorer this year, a guy who can really stroke it, and they shot the ball very well in the game when they beat Osseo.
He's the man. He's the engine of this Park Center team. He's been the floor general for them all season long. Even though they have a new team and Coach Ware is trying to still put the pieces together, they had a 4-game losing streak late in in January, and that's sometimes normal because you're in the middle of that season, but somehow have come on a 10-game winning streak. And so tonight they feel very good about their chances.
All right, the winner will move on to the section final. Champlin Park, the top seed, definitely the favorite in this section, but they'll have to win tonight to advance to that final as well. Stay tuned, it's Park Center and Osseo coming up next here on CCX Sports.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove. Joining us from courtside tonight is Allie Arlt. Let's go down to Allie.
Guys, Osceo's coming into this one with just a little bit of sweat on their brow, and it's not just because they're playing a tough Park Center team, it's because they have to win today without one of their key players, Matt Bezdacek. 5 games ago, he broke his left hand, which is not his shooting hand, but Coach Tyson says that break just doesn't seem to want to heal. Now, stepping up in his absence have been Maurice Nelson and Emmett Page Jr., who have put up a combined 30 points in just their last game in the quarterfinals. Tyson says they've been doing great in Matt's absence, but he's saying that if they can escape this win and make it to the championship, they're really hoping they'll have Matt back. Guys.
Thanks very much, Allie. And it's always tough to see guys being injured, especially late in their career and senior season like this, but they'll have to do their best to soldier on tonight without him. And see how these teams got to this point again as the seeding pretty much held up. Not too much difficulty really for either team in that first round. The only real close game, as you might expect, the 4-5 game, Mounds View beating Centennial by 5. Champlin Park blowing Irondale out of the water as well. And the championship game in this section will be Friday night, and that will be at Rogers High School. We will be on hand for that one as well. Take a look at starters for tonight's game, starting with the Orioles. They are the visitor as the lower seed here tonight. Marmar Hughes, John Bezdacek, Alex Sinnen, the big guy in the middle, Zach Tyson, their leading scorer, and Maurice Nelson, who, as Ali said, has really stepped up of late. Good inside scorer, even though he's not the biggest guy in the world. For Park Center, Losini Kamara, their Idaho recruit. Derek Ogechi had a real big game in the first win over Osseo. The young freshman Dane Dange has become a real force inside. Darius Cook and Xavier Bonner for the Pirates. These teams met in the quarterfinal round last year. Osseo was the heavy favorite as an undefeated team, but they got a real good test from Park Center, and obviously a lot of these kids know each other, and you know everybody's tendencies a little bit, and then it becomes a little bit more of a chess match when you meet for this third time.
You know, it's what it's all about. I mean, this is what you want. They beat you, you beat them, and now there's a third game, so we're going to decide who really is the better team.
And that toss is going to need to be redone as it was put up way up high in the air there. Sinnen and Danger jumping it up, and batted around, controlled by Hughes for Osseo.
Big key for Park Center early on is how are they going to establish the post with Danger in there, and will Danger stay out of foul trouble to give his team an opportunity at the end?
Marmar Hughes knocks down the 15-footer, so it's 2-0 Osseo in the early going.
Talking to Coach Ware right before the game, he spoke about they have to shoot the ball well tonight. Said last time when they played against them and they got blew out, they really didn't shoot the ball effectively. So playing in a neutral site, third time, third chance, third opportunity to play against each other. I'm sure they're looking forward to at least trying to show Osseo that we can shoot the basketball.
Bonner, a first miss there. Here's Bezdacek from the baseline, and that's good for 3. And a good start for Osseo here as they quickly go up 5-0, and James Ware is going to use an early timeout here for the Pirates as Osseo getting into their sets. One of the things he talked to me about was guarding Osseo's sets in their offensive. He said they're in the half-court offense, he said they're just so efficient at how they run things. We can't afford to get sucked in and get fooled and get picked off, and that was exactly what he didn't want to see right there.
You know, Coach Tyson has always done an excellent job with his offensive attacks, being very, very patient, moving the ball around, sharing the ball, and just getting the defense moving, because so many times the defense, especially our youth of today, they get very impatient on the defensive end. So by neutralizing that, you know, you want to move the ball around and just look for high percentage shots, because they definitely have shooters.
Kamara will bring it up court here for the Pirates as they trail it early 5-0. Maple Grove, the host school here, not in this section, so it's a little different feel for these teams meeting over on this court. There's Ogechi knocking down a 3, and the Pirates are on the board.
That's a good sign for PC right there. They tried to run that inside play for Danger coming out of that timeout, but were able to find and locate that perimeter shooter, and he was able to knock it down. As Osseo comes right back in attack, and now they're attacking from the paint, which is also a good sign. You want balance inside and outside, and that's their first paint opportunity there.
Nelson did a good job staying with that one. The D looked pretty good early on, and he battled it up in traffic.
Coach Ware's main concern about Osseo's defense is they really pack the paint. So they play three-point line and in, really don't try to get in passing lanes too far out. They want to keep the lane packed, so to keep, you know, some of their dribble drive guards away from that basket.
Kamara dishing to the baseline, no good this time for Ogechi, and Kahari Broadway, who's checked in, runs that one down here for Park Center. Bonner to the edge of the lane and back out to Broadway. Trying to turn the corner, but Sinnen stepped out to help.
Doing a really good job watching Danger in that paint area.
Kamara to the hoop, no, the tip wouldn't go, and Sinnen grabs it for Osseo.
At least attack the basket. That's what you want to see from your leading scorer early on. Attack that paint, put some pressure on that Osseo interior, and make them foul, or at least try to take the ball aggressively to the basket, because maybe get an easy layup.
Bezdicek gets a screen here, and now I'll come back out top to Nelson.
Classic Osseo right here, just really milking it. It's one thing if they had a shot clock, but they're very patient. There's 2 tray balls right there, right off the top. I think that's 3 of them, 3 for 3. So that's a great sign for Osseo, feeling comfortable here in this Maple Grove gym.
Marmar Hughes knocks it down. 10-3 lead here for the Orioles. Broadway cut off as he drives it. Contested pass there, and Danger able to come up with it though. Driving down the lane, and it will be a blocking foul against the Orioles, I believe. No, maybe not.
Looks like one official overruled the other. The baseline official probably had a block, but that side official right there at that angle felt that the player was standing still and was out the restricted area. So great sign for Osseo taking that charge here. And that's pretty big for them, because you want to get Danger out of the game. And so right now with the foul, Coach Ware going to the bench, maybe going a little small and try to pick up this pace.
Tyson comes out to get it now. Bezdicek. Double screen for Tyson. He'll let it rip, and it is good.
Saw that little sideline picket fence action. They would open up the doors and then they close them at the last minute, and that's Tyson's game. A lot of pick and pop shooting.
There's Ogechi going to the hoop and off the glass and good. He has all 5 Park Center points, but they trail by 8. Hughes thought about letting it fly from way out there. Now he will. And that one is way too hard, but rebounded by Sinnen. Zach Tyson getting a screen from Nelson. He will shoot it up there. This time not good. And Nelson saving it to Bezdicek. And back for Hughes, knocked away by Kamara. Park Center did not grab that ball, trying to run it down. And I could kind of see why you maybe wouldn't want to, but he didn't realize a player was there to save it for the Orioles.
Well, that's a 50-50 ball, and in a playoff game like that, every possession, every ball is important. So anytime you have an opportunity to go get it, you go get it.
Broadway will be called for the blocking foul there. DJ Purnell is in also now for Park Center, number 22.
He's a defensive stopper, rebounds well, runs the floor well for Coach Ware. So he'll be that guy that they have to keep up with, because when he comes into the game, he's in there to pick up the pace. Right now, Coach Ware's got 4 guards on the floor and maybe a small forward, but he plays like a guard. So look for Park Center to pick up some defensive pressure, try to get out here and fast break.
Jazz Booker in number 25 for Osseo. And the drive and finish there by Maurice Nelson for his second bucket. Back out to Bonner. Double team came quick, and then they let him go. Tough shot though. Purnell to rebound, puts it back up, won't drop, and Booker yanks it down for Osseo. Now here comes Hughes. Hughes looking to attack, no good, but he draws contact and will head to the line. I believe it will be Kamara with the body foul. Hughes low to the ground and strong, and just took it into the body of Losini Kamara and draws the foul.
Yeah, Marmar, I mean, he's built like a fullback. I don't know about his pedigree in football, but he's certainly built like a football player. You can tell the way he was attacking on that break there. He had every intention of getting to the basket and getting the foul call.
Yes, he is a good football player for the Orioles as well, as you may have guessed. Missed the first free throw, but one more coming. And he misses a pair.
Here's Park Center on the attack.
Kamara off the glass and good as he bounced off of Bezdicek there. And an 8-point lead now for Osseo as Hughes hits the front court. They look inside with it. Booker looking to attack on Purnell. Spins off the glass, no good. Kamara will push it. Broadway to the baseline and a blocking foul. First foul against Osseo after Park Center had committed 3. It looks like they're calling things fairly tight here.
Yeah, I know the score is 7-15, but right now it kind of feels like the momentum's changing a little bit in Park Center's favor. So Osseo, you can see what Coach Ware is trying to do. He's trying to pick up the pace and speed things up. And so if you're Osseo, you want to get back on defense, try to keep Park Center from climbing back into this game.
Manuel Tamba's in for the first time here for PC. Danger comes back in, and then Emmett Page, number 20, checking in here for Osseo. About 12 and a half minutes to go in this first half. A good start for Osseo. They lead at 15-7.
You know, both teams average about 80 points. So right now, Osseo doing a good job on the defensive end, keeping Park Center's scoring opportunities limited. And that'll bode well for them later on in this game.
Yeah, I think Osseo's definitely gotten cleaner looks at the basket so far than Park Center has. Here's Danger with it out a little ways away from the edge of the lane, looking to attack on Booker. Nice spin, and it's good. That's a beautiful move.
Yeah, great patience there by the young fella. He was able to spin shake. He's a lot like his dad. I played with his dad, and I understand and know those moves very well.
And Nelson trying to answer at the other end. His shot rolls off, but he will go to the free throw line.
Great footwork there by Danger with the spin move, and he's got really nice hands and feet. Very soft on his feet for a big fella and a young guy, 6'6" freshman, but he's really soft in his footwork, and he's got great touch around the basket. He's a player of the future.
Nelson's hit a couple of buckets so far. Osseo, so one thing they haven't done too well tonight, obviously it's early, but 0 for 3 at the free throw line is Keyshawn Sutton, number 5, checks in here for the Orioles. Second one is good for Nelson. So a little bit of a drought broken for the Orioles here. They are up 7 as Purnell brings it into the front court here for Park Center.
There's Purnell playing the 4 position, bringing the ball up. It just shows you how many guys that Coach Ware can go to as Purnell makes a nice little basket cut there. And on his left-hand side, and he's a lefty, he's able to finish.
Pirates to within 5 here as they've kind of gotten things going after a slow start. Sutton dumping it down low. Booker for the layup.
Great duck in there. You like that kind of pick and roll action happening on that strong side. And big guys able to finish around the basket.
Tyson up with the steal. They'll pull it back out and get them into their offense here. Tyson gets a screen from Booker. Page directing traffic here for the Osseo attack. Driving it hard and just lost it on the way up. Good no call there.
Yeah,
good defense by Kamara.
Yeah, Jay, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, good no call. That was just strong offense and strong defense head up. And referee, you know, not forcing that call there, letting the boys play.
In for Park Center now, number 30, Levante Parker, and Tommy Chapman, number 40. So going into their bench pretty extensively here in this first half, too. Here's Parker with the drive and finish. Layup is good.
There's Parker on that good dribble drive. Little dribble handoff there, coming off that brush screen and attacking that rim like he did.
And we're going to get an illegal screen on Booker. He was trying to free up Tyson. Another look at that strong drive by Parker.
Able to finish around the rim, and in, you know, postseason play, you're playing this kind of competitive basketball. All players have to make layups. Even those kind of contested layups, they really, really matter as you start to look into how we score points. Very, very important finishing around the hoop.
Bezdacek checking back in, as you saw a moment ago here. So Park Center has cut it to 5 and a chance to bring that lead even closer here.
Oh, he had Danger down low. He just missed him.
With the drive, Parker, this is going to be an offensive foul.
Parker dribble drive left. He had Danger posted up in a sweet spot, and Danger likes to catch it mid-post, kind of turn and face you. He'll jab you. He'll give you some fakes, and then he'll start his move. But that was a great scoring opportunity for Danger there.
Tyson driving it down the lane. Layup no good, and Parker up high for the rebound. And Tyson trying to steal it back will be called for the foul.
Yeah, Tyson on a good dribble drive there. Danger didn't help there, so he opened up that lane for Tyson. And once again, those are the kind of layups that when you look back, if you end up losing, you say, hey, you got to make those kind of layups even in this kind of contested environment in which they're playing.
Burnell looking inside. Now dishes, and it slipped through the hands of one player and over to Tamba. Now he keeps the dribble alive down the baseline, but had it blocked, and then a foul on Tamba trying to get that ball back as a couple of players collide going after it.
It was great help there by Booker. It was a nice dribble drive lane, dribble drive baseline, and Booker able to read that situation and get a deflection. Saves his team from 2 points because right now the tide has changed, so it's in Park Center's favor. The defensive pressure is picked up, shorter offenses looking to attack that rim, so Osseo's got to figure out something.
That was team foul number 6 on the Pirates, so one more and they'll be shooting. Inside they go. Tyson, not normally where you expect him to get the ball, but their offense worked well there, and he got freed up by a screen.
He's not only a very good shooter, he also moves well without the ball. You know, he knows how to cut and operate even when he doesn't have the ball. He's a smart, intellectual player.
Looks like we're going to get a foul on Booker on a hold, trying to deny Danger position inside there. So Booker has picked up a couple of personals. That's team foul number 4, and wholesale change. You got a line change for Coach Ware here.
Yeah, unusual line change. Never seen that before from Coach Ware, but you know, right now it looks like he wants to go small with 9 minutes left and maybe close out big. So he's just probably trying to alternate looks on Osseo, try to make Coach Tyson try to figure out some things, change it up on him, because right now it's chess, not checkers.
And a drive there. Bonner unable to finish on a difficult layup there. I always find that kind of interesting too when you're playing a team for the 3rd time. You know, as a coach, you want to change things up some, but you want to be who you are too. You can't afford to just, you know, try to outguess yourself and change too many things and not play to your strengths.
Absolutely, you want to play to your strengths. As PC is now playing to their strength, getting that ball out in transition there. As you see, what was that, Ogechi really finishing around the rim. So Osseo, they got to be careful.
Bezdicek the miss, and then a double dribble on Ogechi as he kind of lost that ball on the way out.
Ogechi attacking, the big fella not stepping in there, getting in front of him. But PC, that's what they're going to continue to do, really try to challenge that paint area, because they know that that's a part of their attack. They really don't have any, you know, post-up guys other than Danger. They don't extremely shoot it well from the perimeter, so they have to really do a good job in trying to attack that paint.
Sinan coming way out high. Now Tyson will give it to Nelson on the baseline. Looking inside to Hughes. Nice strip by Kamara, but Kamara's heel was on the end line when he tried to save that one. Nice hands, but it will stay with Osseo. Tyson driving at baseline, floating it up, no good. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. Bezdicek's rebound is good.
Park Center doesn't want that to happen. No second chance points when you're playing tournament games. You have to make sure you secure that rebound. Osseo, if they continue to get second chance points, that means they can get kickouts for open 3-point shots, and you do not want that.
Broadway giving it to Bonner, and then inside it goes. Shot won't drop for Parker, but last touch by Bezdicek. Danger will come back into the lineup here for PC as they will inbound on their offensive baseline. Kamara goes to Danger.
Good chicken hook.
Up and under, and the layup is good. You're right. Got that arm into the back, a little bit of Sinan, and just moved him. Back to a 5-point game. Back out to Sinan.
With all this motion, you wonder, will Osseo use Sinan to attack Danger on that low block, because he's already got one foul, maybe provocating another foul, then you get him removed from the game, because PC, they're going to go to him, try to get back in this game.
Hughes, an offensive foul. You could see that one coming as Bonner set himself up to take a charge.
Yeah, we have the bird's eye view. You could see that in the making as soon as he started the dribble drive move, but right now, these are the small things that help you win games as he steps in and takes that charge. You want to take your charges. You want to win the 50-50 ball battle. You want to make sure that teams don't get second chance points. And most definitely, you want to stop as many fast break opportunities as you can.
Well, and I think it's important, too, throughout the game. You talked about it a little bit earlier, how so attention span. Every possession matters. You don't want to psych yourself out and be too tense about each possession, but at the same time, you have to realize each time you have the ball, that possession is a chance to score it, and each time you're on D, you want to make sure that you're playing every possession, not just giving some of them up.
And as evenly matched as these two teams are, it just makes possessions that more critical.
Kamara missed there. Bezdacek coming back the other way here for Osseo. And back out. Page, the lefty, will shoot it up. It's short, but Nelson rebounds.
So Osseo got off to that hot start from the three-point line. So they're drinking a little bit too much of their Kool-Aid. So they're going to have to find a way to either attack that paint and get some layups, or maybe go inside the Sinan and try to manufacture something inside.
Orioles have led throughout. They are up by 5. Tyson will give it to Nelson at the top of the key. Nice spin move there, up in traffic. It bounces and drops for Maurice Nelson. He has 7.
That was a great dribble drive move there, and you like in-between shots, and that's what Osseo just did. They found a way to use some kind of dribble drive move to get deep in that paint, and you want to do that because that puts pressure on that PC defense.
Broadway driving, tough shot, and he got it to drop.
Broadway determined on that. These boys are playing excellent basketball. This is a very competitive game here. It's representative of the Northwest West Conference. I mean, very, very competitive.
Sinan up inside, no good, knocked out of bounds. Well, it looks like we might have a foul call.
Now there's Broadway attacking that paint area. Probably got fouled, but didn't complain, just played through the contact and was able to finish.
It is going to be a foul on Maurice Nelson trying to get to that rebound. I thought at first it was just going to be out of bounds, but Nelson will pick it up. Not yet in the bonus. You see Cook coming back in. Hopefully we haven't jinxed Jarius. He hasn't even gotten a shot up yet after we talked about him in the pregame.
Right.
And pass nearly tipped away from Bonner now. Ogechi will give it to Cook, and he's going to step out and fire. A little short with that one. Danger trying to corral it with one hand, and eventually taken away by Page.
You know, Cook has been quiet, and he's a really good shooter. You know, he's just paying attention to the game. I forgot he was out there, but PC got to find a way to use that shooting technique because he's a weapon.
Tyson, nice drive, and he is fouled and will shoot free throws. He got into a lot of traffic. He kind of knew he was going to get hit at that point, but you still just go up and draw that foul.
That's a veteran play, very crafty heads-up play by him, you know, but he's been through it all. Last couple years playing this top competition and playing in, you know, postseason play as they go down to the state tournament. So he understands the moment. He knows how to play every possession and what's required. It's just a matter of PC can stop him.
Free throw is good by Tyson. He has 6 points. Second free throw also good. So after a slow start at the line, the Orioles have picked it up a little bit in that category too. 7-point lead now for Osseo. Approaching 5 minutes to play in the first half. This is our first semifinal in the Section 5 4A boys tournament. Mounds View Champlin Park will follow. Ogechi backs it out and gets them into their offense here.
Yeah, this is a big possession for PC right now with 4 minutes, 5 minutes left to go before the half is over. So they want to kind of cut into this lead right now at a 5-point lead. If they can score this possession, it's 3. They can find themselves in a position to either be ahead or in position to at least keep everything under control.
Kamara driving, tried to go to Ogechi, and it was behind him, and Osseo, their fans giving their defense a little hand there as they definitely helped to cause that one by playing solid man-to-man defense there. Timeout taken here with a 7-point advantage here for the number 3 seed Osseo.
Good timeout here by Coach Ware. You could see he was trying to run a long offense and really try to get the look that they wanted that last offensive possession. They didn't get it. It was a turnover, so it's best now to kind of come back here. Let's establish our defense. Let's set things up to try to close this half off.
Osseo will have the ball coming out of this timeout, and they're generally are quite good at plays coming out of timeouts. The last time we saw them on CCX when they played Maple Grove. They had a couple, 2-3 times where in clutch situations, coming out of timeouts, they got exactly what they wanted.
And then making that point about Coach Ware setting his defense, calling a timeout, you also give the veteran coach an opportunity to set his table. And so right now, look for something very, very clever, maybe a three-point shot from Tyson, maybe some kind of backdoor action early on.
Nelson has it slip through its hands, and it's an over and back violation by the Orioles, so we'll never know what was going to come on that possession there, as they just had an unforced error right there.
And that's kind of stuff that coaches, it makes you lose your hair, as we see Coach Tyson with the sunroof top. I totally get that, because when you see bonehead plays happen like that, especially in these kind of games, that kind of stuff will drive you crazy.
Broadway cut off on the baseline, back out to Bonner. Here's Kamara, he'll turn and shoot, and it's in and out. Danger wins the battle for the rebound. Danger turns, hits the left hand, and scores.
And every time Danger gets the ball in the low post, the first thing he does is he ball fakes, and he makes the defense react. It's a technique taught by his dad. Every time a big fella catches a ball, just ball fake, you'll make him react, and then you can find better position for yourself.
Great habit to get into, because when you're younger, you think, well, these guys can't block my shot anyway.
Right.
Why would I need to do that? But when you get older and bigger and better players, that's
right.
what you need.
You got to come up with a few tricks, and what happens all the time, players will react on any kind of ball fake, and if you got that good footwork like Danger has, you can find yourself getting deeper into the paint, closer to the basket, and being in a good position to score.
Sutton looking down low to Nelson, trying to drive it against Danger. Little fadeaway here, tough shot, but he makes it. Seven-point Osseo lead again here at 28-21 as Bonner catches. We tick under 3 minutes to play in the opening half. Osseo has led throughout. Been around this margin for a long time, 5 to 7 points. Boy, underneath there's some pushing and going on. Page and Kamara were really getting after each other. Official talked to both of them. Kamara pulls up and hits a three.
Timely three by Kamara. They really needed that, because, you know, normally PC, they don't shoot the ball from the three-point range very effectively. So anytime they can get a knockdown shot opportunity like that, now with the lead being at 4, the closest they've been in a while, that's a good sign for PC.
Nelson will hand it over to Zach Tyson. Back out top to Sutton. Sutton behind the back move and then kicks it over. Nelson will shoot a three, and it's good.
Nelson.
He's not just good inside.
Yeah, you know, he was able to line the laces up and really get the ball underneath his hand, as that was a great dribble penetration there. And, you know, Osseo, they rely on their three-point shooting as well. That's a part of their winning strategy. So an excellent execution on that end from Osseo.
Inside, Danger will turn with the right hand, no good, and Page grabs the miss.
I like that possession, though. Get it to the big fella and try to close out the half.
Tyson short on a three, and Broadway soars for the rebound. Then had a little trouble with the handle coming out, but he gets it back. Finds Bonner, shot fake, and he goes around the D. Now Danger didn't look like he was quite ready for that one. Kamara will pull up from the baseline, in and out. Broadway almost had the rebound, but couldn't quite pull it in.
Just a nice dribble drive. A little ball handling, dribble handoff using that double screen and roll up top. And that's an old school play there. You know, want to set that double screen. You could see they want to give Kamara that opportunity to at least get a good look, and they were able to execute there.
And then Nelson knocking down off Sutton's assist at the other end. Inside it comes Tyson, surrounded, so he'll go back out. Why not another one here? And it is good again. Maurice Nelson has been on fire in this first half for the Orioles. They go up by 10.
Maurice Nelson really keeping Osseo in the game right here, putting pressure on Park Center to score on the other end as he able to knock down those open three-point shots. But that's what Park Center would like for him to do, shoot it from the perimeter, try to keep people out the paint, as Tyson with a good find gets double teamed there, and Nelson able to line up the laces and get those puppies ready and execute.
A little bit of bad news at the other end, though. He picked up his second foul trying to deny Danger position, so they'll get him out. Try to get to the half with him still at 2 fouls. You got Sinan, who's a big 6'7" senior in there, so you don't necessarily give up a lot, especially at the defensive end, by having to sub him out.
You know, he's done his job for tonight. I mean, what is that, 13, 14 first half points? You got to love that.
15 already, yeah.
Wow.
Tyson, and looking inside to Tyson, and Ogechi will be called for the push. He got stuck a little bit coming around the screen, and then he tried to body Tyson out of there when he made the catch.
Tyson does a good job. Instead of coming to the block and posting up, he posts up right underneath the basket and gets deep. And that's going to force that defender to use some of his momentum to push you off. And so he's able to get that call and an opportunity to knock down 2.
Tyson, good free throw, he missed. Ooh, it looked like Osseo might have gotten away with a foul on that rebound. And then a battle for it here. Tyson will back up with it. Bezdicek will give it over to Sutton. Steps in closer. Wide left with that one, and Kamara comes away with it. Losini Kamara leading the break. Ooh, an offensive foul. Bezdicek got over there. And a close bang-bang play. They always say the block charge call is the toughest one, and here's another look at it.
I mean, it's the right move. A head and shoulder fake. He jabs him inside, then comes outside. You know, Bezdicek able to slide in there at the last moment. That's one of those plays where, okay, you can have the charge, but give us the 2 points.
10-point lead for Osseo. Looks like they'll hold for one here as we're approaching 20 seconds to go in this first half as they put together a nice little run to increase the margin back up. Tyson comes to get it. 10 seconds to go. Asking for an on-ball screen, then he goes the other way. Under 5, Bezdicek. Shooting no good, but he will get 3 free throws upcoming. He was able to get the defender Tamba up in the air. Wasn't really going to be much of a great look there, but he's going to get 3 free throws out of it.
I tell you what, that's a senior play. That's a player with experience who's used to playing in tough games and being in tough situations. He did not panic, even though some kids would just chuck it at the basket because the clock is running. He used that pump fake there and drew the foul, and now he's going to knock down maybe 3, possibly 3 free throws and really take the momentum back that PC just once had.
First one good, second one is good. And so one more coming. I think players were confused and started to think of a 2-shot foul, but it was definitely beyond the arc. So Bezdicek will get all 3 of them for Osseo to go. Park Center trying to get one last crack at it here. Ogechi for 3 and no good. And so we reach the half, and it is a good half for Osseo as they make it a 13-point margin at 37-24 on the courtesy of those 3 free throws at the end. Let's go down to Allie with Coach Ware.
Thanks, guys. Coach, it was a slow start offensively for you guys to get points on the board, but then you started to close the gap. Now it's a 13-point game. What happened there?
Well, their defense is really good, and you know, right now we're not executing offensively. We're getting a little bit rushed, taking some questionable shots. The last time we scored is when we cut it to 4 points, and they went on a run on us. So we're going to have to be a little bit more patient offensively if we're going to be able to stick around this game.
Osseo seems to have control of this first. How do you take control in the second?
I mean, we just got to stick with the process. We got to try to speed them up. We got to be a little bit more disciplined, and then we got to make some outside shots.
Appreciate your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Allie, and thanks, Coach Ware. We appreciate him taking a moment with us. Obviously, when you're trailing like that, you're not maybe dying to talk to us, but we really appreciate it. We'll hear from Coach Tyson later as well. 37-24, Osseo, our score at halftime in the first semifinal here in Section 5. We'll come back with first half highlights and more here from Maple Grove High School.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove High School. There's 3 teams in District 279. We're at Maple Grove, but it's Osseo and Park Center playing in this neutral site game. Osseo leading 37-24 at halftime of our first Section 5 4A semifinal. Let's take a look at some first half highlights in this evening's contest. Bonner swings it around to Kahari Broadway, and then it is Ogechi letting it rip here for Park Center. He had a solid first half for the Pirates. Tyson pushing it to the corner, and Bezdicek hitting an early 3 there for Osseo as they jumped out to an early lead. Marmar Hughes giving it up to Tyson, and he steps out to bury that 3 for the Orioles right there. Danger, good footwork here as he attacks, spins, and scores on the little floater. Nice follow through there to get that backspin on it. Tamba looking inside. Purnell, nice attack with the left hand and scores. As Park Center kind of weathered the storm after a slow start, and they were very much back into it. Got to within 4 points. Parker, a strong drive and finish right there for PC for his only basket. And then it's Booker looking inside to Tyson off the window and good. Pirates able to push it back the other way. Ogechi avoiding Sinan and goes with the reverse layup. And the trend was kind of looking good for Park Center for a while, but later on it went back in the other direction. Very tough hoop there for Broadway, as Ariel said, maybe could have been a foul perhaps as well. And Kamara stepping up and missing here, but Danger, the long arms controlling it, just goes right back to it. Left hand off the glass and good. But Osseo closing the first half strong. Sutton dumping it to the baseline to Nelson. Little fadeaway is good. Nelson was really impressive in his first half in a lot of different ways for the Orioles. Kamara getting the drive left and pull up, shoot it right there with the 3. Inside they went to Tyson and back out, and Nelson, this is a part of his game I haven't seen much of, but his last 2 buckets were 3-pointers for the Orioles, and that helped them to a 15-point half. I think, a lot of things they've done well, but Nelson scoring from inside and out has been a big key for Osseo.
You know, he's really kept his team in the game, and Osseo not shooting it very well from the 3-point line, even though, they have made some. Nelson's points have been very, very key for them. And like you said, he normally doesn't, shoot it from the perimeter, especially the 3-point line. But him being able to knock down 2 or 3 of those threes really helped Osseo build this lead.
So we will come back with more of our live coverage here of the Section 5 tournament on CCX Sports. A reminder, Mounds v. Champlin Park will come up later as well. We'll be right back to Maple Grove. 13-point lead for Osseo. Let's go down to Allie now with Coach Tyson.
Thanks, guys. Coach, before the game, you said you needed to take away the straight line and contest that three-point range. That first half looked like an awful lot of defense.
Yeah, I thought we did a great job defending their athleticisms. They have great athletes. We did a good job of stopping them outside the lane. We did a good job contesting shots. Now, can we maintain that? We know that their head's going to keep going down and penetrate. Let's hope we can contain that penetration.
How do you continue to control the second half as you did the first?
Well, we want to take fast break opportunities when they're there. And if they're not, we want to slow it down, work it side to side. They're good athletes, great team, but defensively they break down after 3 or 4 possessions. So we want to kind of work the ball if it's in a half-court set.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck in the second. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks very much, Allie, and thanks, Coach Tyson. And I think he saw his game plan executed pretty well by his kids, especially as he said on the defensive end in that first half. There weren't a ton of really easy open looks for Park Center. They're good enough to make plays, when they're not wide open too, but I think he liked in general the shots that they made Park Center take.
He almost kind of sounded like he was surprised and almost to a degree a little bit superstitious, like he didn't want to say it. But the obvious thing was that defensively they did do an excellent job. And late in that second half, what was once a 4-point game all of a sudden spiraled to a 14-point game, and that was through their defense, forcing Park Center to 2 or 3 offensive charges there late in that second and that first half. And so that was a very key moment in the game for them to really get this lead up here.
Honestly, I think for Park Center right now, more than anything is just to come out and play with confidence. Don't let it bother you that you're behind. I know it's easier said than done, but you have to come back into the second half feeling like we have still a good shot. You can't hang your head or you can't point fingers at this point.
And it's one of those leads. 14 doesn't really feel like a blowout. It feels like you're still there. So that sense of urgency really probably isn't there as much as it should be. It's more of a sense of, you're scared. And so this is a dangerous point for Park Center because this could go either way. If it was at maybe 20, I would say, okay, that sense of urgency is going to kick in. And to your point, they're going to play free and they're just going to go and attack and they're not going to think too much. But with a 14-point lead, there's still some mistakes that could be made if you're not careful. But if you run your offense very well, try to keep Osseo off this 3-point line, continue to try to get to the basket without turning it over, getting offensive charges, maybe start to look at danger a little bit more and get it into the low post. Hopefully you can cut into this 14-point lead.
And you have to also be thinking about, you're not going to get the first possession and make a 12-pointer.
Right.
You have to know that there's a lot of possessions still to go and just kind of chip away and get right back in. Because like we said, and like Coach Ware said, they had gotten back to within 4. They had done a lot of the heavy lifting to get back in, but just saw it get away from them a little bit later in the half. So they trail by 13 now heading into the second half. Broadway will inbound to Kamara as we begin our second half of play. And here we go with half number 2. Broadway starting the second half here for the Pirates. Cook has been pretty silent, and he is not in there to begin the second half for PC. Kamara comes out to get it. Kamara will shoot it up on the 3. It's in and out, and Bez to check the rebound. Pretty good look there.
It was a good look. They started out the offense trying to get it to Danger down low, but he went a little too fast. There was a down screen for him, and he went too fast, and the ball wasn't swung yet, so that play was dead. And now Osseo really, packing that paint, making, let's say, PC rotate the ball, did a good job making Kamara shoot that outside shot.
Bez to check with it out high. Now Tyson.
See, Osseo, you don't want to give them a 14-point lead. They'll just milk the clock. They'll run this spread offense where they'll just pass and cut. So if you're a PC, you got to get up in people's shorts.
Bez to check across here to Hughes, and even though we're very early in the half, they have started to work the clock a little bit, it looks like, or at least get things really spread out and try and get Park Center to break down. There is Hughes, and a blocking foul. Might have kind of gotten bailed out there. He didn't have anywhere to go really with that one. That was going to be a tough shot, but they'll get the foul called against Danger.
So just very unfortunate for PC there. Not only did you allow time to come off the clock and you allowed Osseo to kind of, run their offense from side to side and be patient with it, but then Danger picks up a foul at the end of it.
Hughes misses on the free throw, though, and so one more coming for Marmar. And second one is good. Broadway giving it over here to Bonner, and now Ogechi. Baseline drive by Broadway, looking for the reverse. It slipped out of his hands. Danger rebounds and then was fouled by Sinan.
And I'm looking at PC body language right now. Look a little unsure right now. No confidence in the way they're moving. No one really passing and cutting hard. Just a look in their face of just uncertainty.
Inbound here to Broadway, and he flips it up and in. I think they're getting frustrated a little bit by the defensive help. They look like they feel like okay, I've got the start of a drive going, and then there's always another white shirt there. Tyson from the corner, and that's good for three.
Didn't want that to happen if you're PC. Just get a nice, easy basket inside. Probably lucky that you got it, and then Osseo pushes the pace down the floor, and you catch their leading scorer with no one guarding it.
And then a careless turnover there. Tyson, though, misses it and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Nelson. Park Center just kind of nonchalantly gave that ball away at half court.
PC, they just knocked down a nice little layup there, and then you got the team's leading scorer, best shooter in the gym possibly, and he's wide open for a three-point shot. PC got to be careful.
Purnell comes back into the lineup here for Park Center. They trail it by 15 early second half. Kamara getting them into their offense. Ogechi around to Kamara, wide open behind the screen, but it's short. Broadway attacks, goes and gets it and scores. And a foul as well. Kahari Broadway, one of the smaller guys on the floor, goes to the offensive board, gets the rebound, put back, and a foul on Sinan.
Here he is giving his team a second chance there as Kahari battles for the rebound and finishes deep in the paint and gets the foul opportunity. You wonder now with 15:08 and you're down quite a bit if Coach Ware maybe might switch it up a little bit, add some full court pressure, maybe try to trap, throw a different wrinkle at Osseo.
Broadway looking to finish a three-point play. He has 4 early points in the second half. Didn't get it to go. But great hustle, and it's going to be last touch by Broadway, though, it looks like. Well, there's one guy who's really stepped up with some good fire here in the second half. Coach Ware saying, let's see some more of it.
Yeah, here they go with some full court pressure. They got to switch it up, try to create some turnovers, and this is how you can maybe pick up the pace of the game. And what we saw in the first half is when they really started getting after it on the defensive end, all of a sudden they got back into the game. So this full court pressure should speed up this game, and let's see if PC can answer the bell.
Get a foul away from the ball there. Looks like it is going to be Purnell with the push for Park Center. That'll be his second, so a sideline inbound here for the Orioles. They are up by 13. They've led pretty much throughout. Got the margin up to 13 at halftime, and each team has scored a couple buckets, or excuse me, 4 points anyway in the second half. Danger with the steal, and then he was held as Booker at least took away a layup for Osseo, but that'll be his third foul. Osseo committing a fairly careless turnover right there. Kamara inbounding here for Park Center. Ogechi to the corner. They lob for Danger in traffic. Knocked away though, and Bezdicek out of there with it. Bezdicek driving it, left it short, and Purnell with the rebound.
PC has numbers here. Let's see if they can finish.
Purnell, scoop no good. Danger with the follow-up try no good, and now the other way comes Hughes. Giving it to Nelson. Kind of gave it to him a little early, but Nelson will score it.
PC had numbers there, had an opportunity, and that's sometimes what happens in the game. things don't go your way, the ball hits your fingertips and you somehow can't get it. And Osseo very, very fortunate not to get 2 points put on them.
15-point game as Park Center's Ogechi gets them going into their set. Yeah, pretty key missed opportunity there, I think, for Park Center that last time. Broadway's pull-up bounces around and out. Oh, look at that rebound by Broadway, and he scores. Unbelievable. There were probably 5 guys closer to that ball than him when it started, and he got through and took it away from Tyson.
The sophomore's coming up big for his team now, trying to give them some spirit, you know, through hustle and just battling any way you can, try to get 50-50 balls, finish around the rim. He's really trying to hold his team in there.
Sometimes plays like that are what can get you going, the real hustle plays.
Oh, yeah.
Hughes, crossover, goes to the baseline. They'll count it. Foul on the Pirates, and they'll score the basket. Looked like it might have been on the drive still, but they're going to say he was going up into the active shooting, and he'll get the bucket to count.
The football player, dribble driving baseline, giving him body. Hughes has got that big mass. You know, he's built really well. He's, you know, trunk heavy. He's stocky up top. So anytime finishing in traffic, it's nothing for him.
So Hughes will try and complete the three-point play here for the Orioles, and it spins out. Parker has come back in, as has Tamba for Park Center. Now Kamara driving it all the way and lays it in.
Thought we would see more of that throughout this game, but Orioles doing a real good job just getting back on defense early on. And Kamara, that's part of his game. He likes to dribble drive full court and look for any kind of gap and attack that basket.
Tyson gets a screen, goes baseline, and then was fouled as they tried to get back in front of him.
Here's Kamara wheeling and dealing, starting on the left side, using a nice little in and out move, able to finish around the hoop.
Broadway will pick up his second. The handoff back to Hughes. Gets into the lane, nice dish to Bezicek. Beautiful assist, they ran that one perfectly.
You want to give the basket to Hughes there, because that was just really, really good job in attracting the defense and just really being deceptive about it. But, you know, that's what Osseo does. They share the ball. They have no problem with who scores, and they all understand each other's roles and are able to make each other better.
Broadway to Kamara. Pirates down by 15. Not panic time yet, but they're going to need to get some stops. Here's Parker down the middle, bounces out, comes back to him though, and he scores. 47-34, and they'll come with a little bit of man-to-man pressure, but just kind of token pressure at this point. Hughes into the front court.
You know, what Osseo is able to do is whoever's your best defender, they'll take the ball away from that guy. And so whatever they have to do, whether it's the 3, the 2, the 4, he'll bring the ball up and try to keep that pressure off of him.
Nelson a miss inside. Broadway for the layup. His 4th bucket here in the second half, and now maybe Park Center starting to feel a little momentum. And Coach Tyson will call a timeout for the Orioles. Pirates to within 11 now, after the lead had been up to 15 a couple times.
Coach Tyson very disappointed in that defensive effort there by the Orioles, as Park Center is able to get a non-contested easy layup. And it was really probably a poor decision. He's coaching Nelson up, let's say, right now, and he's getting in his shorts a little bit because he understands that that kind of shot we don't need with this lead.
I'm going to say, though, I think Nelson was fouled. I'll step up for Maurice a little bit there. And that shot looked tougher because I thought he got hit a little bit. But
yeah, he's giving it to him right now in the timeout. So he's letting them know that, you know, each possession, as we spoke about, you know, in the first half is very, very key. And even when you have a lead, you don't want to get too comfortable, because Park Center does have the capability to get back into this game.
I think at the same time, though, you don't want your kids to be scared to shoot the ball and do their normal things, too. And that can be the tough part sometimes about, you know, I want you to protect the lead, but I don't want you to stop playing.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's a guessing game, but you're just trying to accentuate the point to the players that if we're going to take that kind of shot, we either have to get a foul or we have to finish. Because right now, with 11 minutes left, it's still not over. Even though we have an 11-point lead, it's still not over. You're talking about 2 threes, maybe a couple layups, and it's a ball game. So Nelson's got to be able to at least finish or be able to get some fouls.
Other part of that is you're never happy when
you get beat behind you when there's nobody back.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be rotating back. And at the very least, take away that first long pass that leads directly to a layup.
And probably should have been getting in Hughes' shorts because he was the first guy back, just unable to get back on defense.
Tyson driving it, and the layup is good. They were overplaying there, trying to force him one way, and he just drove it and finished.
And once again, you come out of a timeout, and so if you're Coach Ware, you just get frustrated because you're like, hey, we have our defense set. There's no way a guy could possibly dribble the full length of the court and finish at the rim.
Broadway attacking, goes to Parker. Tough shot there, won't drop, and Nelson snares the rebound for Osseo. Tyson driving it again. His arm might have hit Broadway in the face, it looked like. Hughes will shoot a three that is nowhere near. But he hustles after it after Bezdicek saved it. And then missed by Booker, no good there, and Pirates out of there with it. The pass was tipped, but getting a piece of that one might have saved the layup.
You don't want to get into that kind of action with PC. They like that fury. If we're going to play with some frenzy, that bodes well for Park Center. So if you're Osseo, great hustle play by Hughes. I mean, it was a terrible shot. It looked like they were going to milk the clock a little bit, and all of a sudden, he just does a pull-up contested three-point shot. But he didn't check out. He hustled, got the ball back in play. But, you know, Osseo, they want to, you know, if they want to, you know, extend this lead, they got to be more careful on offense.
And Hughes was lifted for Page there at that last stoppage to get a little bit of a talk, and then they said, okay, we'll forget about it. Tamba going to Parker, lost the handle briefly, and now Bezdicek up with it, but he threw it away. Kamara. Tamba keeps that dribble alive across the top. Now Kamara flashing free. We're going to have a foul away from the play on Booker as he tried to run through the screen of Parker.
And he was right for doing so because Kamara was coming off a nice little down screen there, and he was wide open, so he just blew up the screen to stop the action.
Fourth foul on Booker, so he'll check out, and Sutton will come back in. A little over 10 minutes to play. Osseo leading by 13. Here's Parker, an attack, gives it to Purnell for the layup. Nice assist there as they drove that ball. They've taken a few contested ones, and that time he gave a nice assist instead.
What I like about PC is, you know, they share the ball, and it doesn't matter who scores. I mean, they're not looking for two main guys. Guys do a real good job dribble penetrating and finding that open man. So I appreciate the way that Park Center plays.
11-point ball game as Bezdicek handles it out high here for Osseo. Sutton only too happy to stand there dribbling if PC is going to back off like that.
So they're going to pick on Danger. He's the biggest player on the floor. And Coach Tyson has now gone small to really spread the floor, open up those dribble drive lanes, and force Danger to maybe come out that paint, and that way they can attack the basket like Bezdicek did.
Bezdicek not able to get it to go, though, and now Kamara to Purnell. Back out, Kamara for three. It's good. Park Center on the move here now to within 8. Page into the front court here. Pirates trying to speed him up a little bit here as Kamara hits a big shot.
Now you know why Coach Tyson was so angry at Nelson there, because he understands that this team does have the capability to get it going.
Kamara called for the foul here. Another look at it. Here's that drive and kick.
As this game starts to close out a little bit more, Kamara's going to have to maybe be a little bit more selfish and more aggressive. He's a senior, could possibly be his last game, so, you know, he can't have any regrets. If he's open, he's got to let her fly.
Tyson, a tough step back three there. Bezdicek rebounds though. Tried to save it off Park Center. Instead they catch it, and now they've got a chance to cut it further. Another questionable shot there for Osseo. Parker inside to Danger. He'll turn and shoot, and in and out.
He just didn't square up. He didn't square up. He did the nice little ball fake. He got the defense to react, but just didn't square up.
And Bezdicek will get a layup and one. Nobody turned their head to stop ball there, and then at the last moment, too late, they reached in.
Here's Bezdicek taking it coast to coast, and that drives you crazy as a coach, especially when you're this far in the season. The first thing we always teach kids is stop the ball, and there's Bezdicek taking it coast to coast and giving himself an and one opportunity.
Parker with the foul right there, and Bezdicek able to finish through that contact and put it away. And his free throw is good as well, so he has 13 now for the Orioles, and just when it looked like Park Center was really back in it, a three-point play makes it an 11-point game again. Down low to Purnell. Up in traffic, no good. Broadway gets it back, no, but a foul.
Yeah, PC just hustling, doing everything they can, and I'm sure Coach Ware is telling them, ball goes up off the rim, fellas, we got to go after it and get it.
Broadway, I've seen him in other games too. He just has a knack for that. I mean, you wouldn't look at him and think, oh, there's the guy who's going to go up in that crowd and get that rebound, but he's quick off his feet and he anticipates really well.
You know, you have certain players that they're just ball magnets. It's no matter where they are on the floor, the ball just somehow seems to be in their hand. They get a deflection. They're just always in the middle of the action, and that's the kind of player Broadway is.
Makes the first free throw and makes the second. So 2 clutch points there for Kahari Broadway. Back under double figures now, 52-43. Tyson working his way up court. Here is Sutton, and he will shoot it up. No good, in and out. Kamba pushing it back and too high for Broadway. There was an opportunity there for the Pirates, but didn't quite connect on the pass. It was the right idea where to throw it, just didn't execute.
Just that nervous energy. You know, that's what I love about high school basketball. You can see players, you know, their emotion even in the way that they play it. He just had too much heat on that ball there, but it's wide open, and Park Center's having their way right now as they start with this full court pressure. It's paid some dividends for them, but they got to make sure that they keep people in front of them and really locate these shooters, because as we saw that open three-point shot, they don't want that to happen too often.
Hughes comes back in with a good rest, and he will bring it up court here. He's a little bit of a tough guy to trap because he's quick but also strong. Hard to get through his body to the ball like you talked about earlier.
And he's physical, so it's hard to trap a guy like that. You're more worried about hitting the chops with one of those elbows than you are playing defense.
Kamara got a piece of it. Broadway for the layup and one. Kahari Broadway finishing after Kamara knocked it loose, and the Pirates, as close as they've been in a long time now, cut it to 7. And a free throw coming.
Here's Broadway taking it coast to coast, and I think he's probably got 8 to 10 points in the second half. Really been a lift for this team because they've been looking for some scoring. Normally they rely on Kamara, but you know, Osseo doing a good job on them. Dane Donja, he's been a little bit quiet, and so here Broadway is emerging and stepping up for his team.
13 points in the half for Broadway and 15 total, and the Pirates to within 6. And underneath they go to Tyson, a foul prior to him catching that there.
He's gotten 2 fouls called that way. What he does is he stops underneath the rim and he forces you to try to go over the top, and he does a good job pinning you behind his back. He's got you so deep that if he catches, he can make an easy layup. So PC's got to find a way to maybe bump that cut or work around that post up.
It is bonus time here now, so 1-1 for Tyson, and he makes it. 13 in the game now for Zach. He is their top scorer on the season, averaging 22 a night.
And I got to believe that Zach understands the time and the moment. He understands that they are close to the bonus, and so he's able to, you know, force the referees to blow the whistle so he can earn it from the charity strike.
8-point Osseo lead now, 54-46. Kamara out on the wing, and we get another foul away from the ball. We've had an awful lot of those lately. This is going to be bonus time coming up. And this foul goes against Osseo's Richard Mulba, who's checked in, I believe, for the first time, and he picks up the foul right there. They're trying their best to keep things, you know, relatively clean away from the ball, as we're seeing a lot of guys kind of pushing their way into position. And they got mobile right there.
It's going to get touchy. You know, we got 7 minutes left, and guys can feel the end coming near. And PC being on this run, Osseo, they got to pick up their aggressive, defensive intensity and be more aggressive. So it'll get testy.
Parker the miss, but there's danger to snare that rebound. Kamara for 3, and it's short. Knocked away, and it comes back to Kamara. Parker dumping it down low. Danger. Little wizardry with the ball right there. Now back out to Broadway.
Every time he gets it. Every time there'll be a ball fake.
Kamara resetting at the top now. 6:40 to play. And the Pirates within 8. Kamara, a little hesitation dribble, goes all the way and missed it. And then Danger the rebound, and he was fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line. They have had a heck of a time keeping him off the offensive glass. Looks like that'll be number 3 on Maurice Nelson.
With this 8-point lead now, and both teams in the bonus, now foul shooting becomes a part of strategy. So you have to now, anytime you get to the charity stripe, you got to be able to knock it down because every point is going to matter.
Danger 0 for 1 as you see at the line here tonight. All of his points were in the first half. He makes this free throw though. Obviously, foul situation will become interesting as well here. Not too many guys with more than 3, but a lot of them do have 3. There's Danger hitting the free throw again. He has 8 points. And it's back to a 6-point game, and that also allows Park Center to set up this press.
So Coach Ware going to play chess now. If they have to be on the defensive end, he's going to go small. If you have to come back to the offensive end, he's going to probably go big with Danger in the game. So he needs a defensive stop here. Critical time, 6-point lead. Let's see if they can get a stop.
Hughes down the middle will pull up and shoot it. No good. Sinan kept it alive, and it'll be last touched by Osseo. Orioles thought it went off Park Center, and they're asking for the baseline official to step in and change it, but it's not going to happen.
And I'm thinking maybe Kamara hit that ball because even he reacted like maybe he tipped that ball. But, you know, we don't have the instant replay, unfortunately. Coach Ware now subs back Danger into the game, so look for some low post action. If I'm him, I go low post action. Oh, he's going to draw up something special. Here we go.
Timeout taken by Coach Ware right there. And so the Pirates getting that ball after tipped out of bounds, and they are right back to where they wanted to be here. I mean, obviously you'd rather have the lead, but they've chipped the lead away so that they're not going to need a miracle to come back. They've fought back to within where they need to be in this spot.
And once what we talked about in terms of nervous energy when it was a 13, 14-point lead, now you don't have to worry about it. Now you can play each possession very, very alert and very, very play them with purpose instead of worrying about what could happen. Now you can maybe put yourself into a proactive situation where you make what's going to happen.
Pirates student section very much into this one. It's a great night for basketball here. Again, the Champlain Park Mountains View game coming up later tonight as well here on CCX. There's the Osseo student section over there as well here. Their team has led pretty much throughout, but what was a somewhat comfortable double-digit lead not all that long ago has been trimmed to 6. And I do get that feeling with Osseo that they're still a little bit now, they were working the clock, and now they're a little bit hesitant on what's the shot I should be taking, what isn't anymore.
You know, they're a veteran group, though. I got to believe that because they've been in these moments, that they'll allow the system and the process to happen for them, and they'll take their chances that way. PC, a new team, new vision, new direction. They're the ones who are going to have to make sure that they maintain mental toughness and be able to execute.
Kamara flashed free for a moment and thought about letting it fly there, but they'll get into their set. Kamara giving it to Danger out on the high post. Purnell takes the handoff. 5:45 to go.
There's no shot clock, so all they have to do is be patient and just find a way to maybe get some screen and roll action, or at least catch Danger down there in that low block right now.
And we are going to get an illegal screen called on Ogechi. Coach Ware is not pleased. That'll be the 4th on Ogechi. No free throws since it was an offensive player control foul there.
That's a tough call at this moment of the game. You know, you're right there knocking at the door. Referee sees a moving screen here.
He gives the ball up and then he comes
I don't know about that, Jay. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. Coach Ware, you know, justified in his emotion right now.
Underneath to Sinan, he scores, and a foul on Danger. He knew the shot blocker was coming, so he hesitated just a little bit and then got bumped on the hip, and Danger will pick up the foul, his 3rd. Sinan hasn't scored prior to that one, but that's a pretty big bucket.
That's a huge bucket because what took place on the other end seemed controversial, and then the same referee gives the opponent the and one at the other end. Coach Ware got to get his wits about him, and the young players especially got to maintain mental toughness and fight through it.
Missed the free throw though. Danger grabs it, so an 8-point deficit for Park Center as they get to the front court. Ogechi thought about it, now Kamara. 5 minutes remaining. Around to Broadway. Now it's Ogechi stepping toward the lane, back out to Purnell. Going to Danger, but knocked away by Sinan. He backed away and let Danger's momentum kind of shift backward and jumped around him for the steal.
Sinan, the senior, he knows what to do. He's been in this position. He's guarded, you know, Cameron Betty for the last 3 years of his high school career, so he understands how to play good post defense.
Tyson handing it over to Hughes. Kamara up on him. The 5 count was a ways. Now Tyson dribbling Broadway will be called for the foul. They've been kind of jousting back and forth. Pirates wanted a foul a moment ago on Tyson leading with the arm, but they'll get Broadway with the bump. And it will bring free throw time here for Zach Tyson. 4 out of 5 at the line tonight. This will be 2 free throws coming here as they're into the double bonus too. And gets it to bounce and drop. Bonner back in, Purnell out for Park Center.
Coach Tyson late in the second half going with his juniors and his seniors, guys he knows that have been there and they know how to play in these situations and keep mentally focused and be able to close out games.
So a 10-point lead now for Osseo as Tyson makes both free throws. Park Center will need to be efficient here. They've still got time, obviously, but ticking under 4 minutes to play. Kamara driving it and is fouled by Hughes.
And that's a good thing for PC there. An opportunity to score 2 points, but with the clock stopped. So anytime PC can get into that position where they can attack the basket, try to get it and earn it from the free throw line, they should.
Kamara 10 points. You see Parker comes back into the Park Center lineup. This is still a 1-and-1. It's a 9th team foul. And he makes the free throw.
So watching this game, you think about the 21-point blowout, the 29-point blowout, and you think, how in the world could that ever happen? Because these teams playing each other so close.
Sometimes things snowball, you know, you start shooting well and things just roll for you, and that's what happened, I guess, once each way. First for Park Center, and then the second time around for Osseo.
That's a lot of snow, Jay.
Kamara misses the free throw. However, it goes out off of Osseo, so they get a chance to get 3 points on this possession in kind of an unusual fashion here. Danger will come back in. Bonner will check out here for Park Center. They trail by 9, but get 1 free throw and then now get the ball back. They'll clear out that left side. Now Kamara will bring it over. Interchange here with Parker.
You know, Sinan doing a real good job keeping danger out of that low post. He's hitting it with knees, elbows, thighs, just really uprooting danger out of there so he can't post up.
Ogechi stops and fires, no good. There's Kamara for the rebound and putback.
Talk about the hard way there. I mean, not an easy shot for Kamara. And right now, they need every basket they can get.
The lead is 7 as Hughes hits the front court. Gives it to Tyson out on the wing. Nelson wants that ball inside. Offensive foul. Broadway might have flopped a little bit, but that's what you have to do to draw that call, and Nelson will be called for his 4th.
I won't say he flopped, but let's say he was very dramatic because there was contact there.
Parker, rather, not Broadway, sorry.
Okay, Parker. He was very dramatic there, but you got to sell it. At this time of the game, you got to make the referee call it.
So a 2:50 to go. Park Center down 7. Kamara, a little stop and go move, fouled by Sinan.
We have the bird's eye view here, so we're able to see that, and you could definitely see that there was some contact on that shot. Kamara putting his head down, going downhill, and even a little change of body, you know, body English there, and really kind of contorting his body and trying to finish strong around the rim.
One out of 2 last time at the line. And left that one short. I think he seemed like he might have been shaken up a little bit, like he might have been, yeah, you see him flexing now, like maybe his back got jarred or something a little bit. It kind of looked like to me, and that first free throw kind of looked that way too.
It's money time. He's got to knock down those shots.
Makes the 2nd. So the lead is 6 for Osseo. Nelson will inbound. 2:45 to go. Still plenty of time here for the Pirates. They get it into Zach Tyson. Oh, and he almost loses it and does. Nice. Parker back to Broadway. No good. And Parker will run it down for the Pirates. And then he lost it on the way up, and Tyson grabs it.
Now those are nerves. That's the kids reacting to the emotional piece of the fans, and just what was an easy scoring opportunity. But credit Hughes there, okay? That was an easy layup there, but Hughes did not give up on the play. Hughes hustled back, and what did he do? He didn't try to foul him. He didn't try to block his shot. He changed his shot, and that was enough to make him make an altered shot. And now Osseo has the ball back.
Timeout taken by Osseo here, as they could sense that things were getting a little scattered and wanted to just get the ball back and get things under control here. Park Center will come out aggressive, looking for a steal. For Osseo right now, I think you want your veterans. You want Hughes or Tyson to be handling the ball for the most part here.
Yeah, because you're in the bonus. If they get fouled, they look like they have the capability to knock down free throws at the end of the game. Definitely want to put it in Tyson's hand because he is their leading scorer. He's used to being at the candy stripe. So look for Park Center to try to force the ball out of his hand, even though they were lucky because he gave it up right there. But look for Park Center to try to get the ball out of his hands. Maybe if they know they're scouting and know who's shooting at a higher percentage, maybe they can use that and maybe foul somebody out there and make them earn it from the free throw line.
You're Osseo too, or you're either team, but especially Osseo, you have to be telling your guys you got to be strong with the ball. Expect to be hit a little bit.
Oh yeah. Referees don't want to, call a foul here. They want to let the kids play. So Osseo definitely has to handle the ball strong. Here's that double team getting out of Tyson's hands.
Got it over to Hughes, but a couple of tough doubles coming. And a timeout granted by Osseo, or granted to Osseo, as Hughes, and we said they're veteran guys, but both Tyson and Hughes got into a little bit of a scary situation there. Park Center did a nice job of disguising and then coming hard with the double. If you're Osseo too, you want to be spread out enough to keep the defense away, but you can't be so far away that if your guy gets trapped that you feel like you're miles away to complete a pass to.
Well, what you have to do is once you receive the ball, you have to be ready to make a basketball play. You can't hold it because that's when the double team is coming. So if you see a gap, you have to be willing to go ahead and break through that gap and then maybe swing the ball. Also, you don't want to get as you were saying earlier, you don't want to get in a position where you're playing not to lose either. If there's a lane to dribble drive, then by all means take it. Maybe you get a weak side cut for a dish. But at this time of the game, you can't be too passive because these traps are coming.
And if you do start to attack with the dribble drive, it doesn't mean you have to take the shot.
Absolutely.
You can wheel back out again if the defense gets there. Here is Hughes into the front court. Tyson comes to get it. Here comes that double. In a little bit of traffic, and he is called for the travel.
Yep. And so what we were talking about, stepping through that trap, you know it's coming. So wherever it's coming from, you always attack who's ever trapping you. You attack him at an angle. Someone's always open.
Tyson feeling he didn't travel here. See if we can get a look at.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that left foot did slide a little bit. Good call.
Good eyes.
Under 2 to play now. Park Center down 6. Kamara. Hughes hustled back in. Here's Bonner shooting it up, and it banks in for 3. Bonner hadn't shot the ball for a long time, and he makes a huge 3 there. The Pirates are within 3.
Now, he will tell you that he called bank, but I guarantee you he is really breathing a sigh of relief there because he hasn't shot that shot all game, but at this moment, you know, sometimes players just step up.
Nelson almost went down. Now he drives it to the baseline. Blocked, but a foul call there on Danger. Park Center thought it was clean.
Oh, man. This will be interesting right here. This will be interesting.
That'll be his 4th, and Nelson will shoot it. The whole Park Center crowd jumped up like Coach Ware here. Boy, Nelson, first of all, almost fell. When he gets to the baseline, he hangs in the air.
Yeah. There'll be a letter written there if this goes bad for PC. That's a tough call there.
Nelson's free throw is good. He had a real big first half. Has been quiet in the second, but now has 18 points. And that made it a 2-possession lead right there, and Nelson will shoot another. And no good on the second, though, and Danger grabs it. So the Pirates to the front court, down by 4. Looking inside, here's Danger. Layup is good. 2-point game. Inbound to Hughes. 1:05 to play. Orioles by 2. Hughes trying to avoid that double, ripped it out of there. Now to Bezdicek.
And Danger's playing with only 1 shoe right now. I don't know if you recognize that, but Osseo clearly didn't because they should have given whoever he was guarding, should have given him the ball. So he makes a nice little left-hand duck-in post move, loses his shoe, but right now can't call any timeouts. He's got to hustle back. Coach Ware telling him, hey, just go guard so-and-so. And, you know, Park Center very, very fortunate that they didn't get scored on there, but I don't think Osseo even knew that he was playing with 1 shoe.
So Tyson will head back to the free throw line here. His team up by 2. And the free throw is good. Three-point game. Tyson with 1 more coming. Barn burner here at Maple Grove, our first semifinal. Osseo trying to hold on. And the second free throw also good. 4-point lead now as Kamara brings it up. Still plenty of time to go in this one. Broadway, jump stop into the middle. Back out, Ogechi now to the corner. Kamara for 3, no. Batted around, controlled by Hughes. Hughes, timeout granted to Osseo. He was just getting out of that double and getting the pass up court. But Osseo using the timeout right there.
And Hughes had Bezdicek deep in the end zone there, just was unable to locate him because he was wide open underneath the basket. But Coach Tyson, not taking any chances there, calls that timeout.
So Park Center had the opportunity, couldn't quite get it to drop, and then they really had a pretty good trap thrown out of Hughes, but he did a good job of stepping through it, and then ultimately the timeout would have bailed him out anyway there, but
that's a guy who's not afraid of contact. That's a guy that you are more afraid to hit him than he is you. And when he starts getting in that triple threat and he starts swinging them elbows, it could be a bad look for you if you catch one.
Pirates right now kind of have to be thinking a little bit too of who would we like to foul if we, you can't always get your pick, but they would like to. Right in the middle there is one of the players on the Park Center girls basketball team, Ms. Schaub there, as their team unfortunately lost in OT in the quarterfinals in the state 4A tournament today, but there is consolation basketball back in the boys and girls tournament, so Danielle Schaub and her teammates will be able to play again on Thursday. Oh, knocked away. And we get a foul call on Park Center. The official away from the ball coming in to make this call.
That's a tough one.
Looks like it'll be Ogechi who picks it up. Or is it Broadway? Another look as it's knocked away initially right here. And then
it's bonus, isn't it? Is it a foul call?
Yeah, it sure should be.
Offensive. It should be PC's ball. He called it on Tyson, I think, because Tyson reacted.
Oh, you're right.
But that's an offensive foul, so it would be out of bounds. That's what took place, yeah.
So it's on Tyson for the push.
Yeah, it was a little bit of confusion, and Coach Ware was probably lucky he didn't get that tech because the referee was looking at him, but he didn't realize that the call was in his favor.
Well, and to me, that's on the official.
Yep.
Everybody in the gym wasn't sure what the call was. You got to. That's part of your job, is to make sure that people can tell.
Well, where the action was, it was between Tyson and Booker, and so he was unable to really point out who it was. But the whole time he was screaming 24, but the crowd didn't know.
So Kamara will inbound here for Park Center. Timeout, James Ware. The twists and turns continue here, right? Great matchup.
Like we said, this is about chess, not checkers right now. Both coaches, they know what they're doing, and the teams are evenly matched on paper. So, both coaches have to figure out a way to be deceptive and try to outfox the other one.
So Park Center, an opportunity here. Down 4, but they'll have the ball in the front court, and still a lot of time. You don't need to be thinking about a 3 necessarily here by any means.
Coach Tyson, very clever coach. Don't be surprised if he comes out in a 2-3 zone and really change it up. A look that PC hasn't seen all night long, but I've seen him do it before, so don't be surprised.
Meanwhile, Mounds View and Champlain Park probably kind of pacing in that back hallway, waiting for this one to get over as they play the second game of the doubleheader.
And they're in the worst spot out of anyone because they have to sit here, watch who they may possibly play, have in their mind that they still have to go play, and that's just nerve-wracking for a young fella.
There are the top-seeded Rebels. Had a tremendous season, but they're going to get a test from whoever if they win tonight. That's a big if too, but if they do, they'll get a test from whoever wins this one.
You see Mac Wright up for Mr. Basketball in the state of Minnesota. He's looking to take his team to a state championship after last season's run. So he's looking, and very determined to bring that trophy home.
Kamara inbounding here for Park Center. Having a little trouble getting it in, but now finds Danger. Danger looking to go to work on Simmons.
Nice.
Spin move, layup is good. 2-point game. Inbounded to Bezdacek. And across to Marmar Hughes. Into the front court he goes, and now Simmons. They should foul him, and they will. Danger, though, is going to pick up his 5th, but at that point in the game, you have to give it up for the team, I guess.
I don't know about that, though, Jay. I don't know. If I'm telling Danger, we still have 20 seconds left in this game, so if anyone needs to run out and foul, anyone besides Danger, because they can also come back on the offensive end and attack him. And you see how they came out of that out-of-bounds play. They attacked on the low post, and he ended up scoring the basket. So I don't know about that foul, because now Kamara, the whole gym, Osseo knows that Kamara is going to have the ball. So a lot of defensive attention is going to be around him. So let's see if PC can find someone to step up.
Sinan will go to the free throw line. Sinan on the year has not shot a lot and not particularly well. He's a 56% free thrower, so that was definitely the guy they wanted to take a foul on if they had the chance. And now Danger being officially told he had 5 fouls there.
And this kid's just a freshman, ladies and gentlemen, so keep your eye on him.
Sinnon's free throw is good. 3-point game, and obviously this next one is still huge. Try and give him a 4-point lead. Misses the second, it stays at 3. And a timeout for Park Center.
And so unfortunately in this position that Park Center in, if you have danger and he's not out of the game because he fouled out, now you can use him as a decoy. Now you have multiple options because obviously Osseo would be paying attention to him. Now, being down 3 points doesn't mean that necessarily you have to take a 3-point shot. You can maybe get a quick dribble drive to the basket, get a 2-point, maybe foul again, and just slowly chip away at this. So, going to be interesting how this game unfolds.
So look at Brad Davison of Maple Grove, another Mr. Basketball finalist over there. Tells you what great ball we have in the area here. We got 2 of the final 5 right there. And both teams had an additional guy in the top 10, Tywan Pickford of Maple Grove and Theo John of Champlain Park. Maple Grove will be playing in the Section 8 championship on Thursday night against Rogers, and we'll have that one for you on CCX Sports on a tape-delayed basis as well. There's a look at Theo John getting ready for action here for Champlain Park. But well, it'd be interesting to see what Park Center will draw up out of this one. You know, do they design a 3, or like you said, you know, you look to attack inside maybe first?
If you got a quick look, you see a guy, if his shoulders are turned and you got that angle, then go ahead and attack the dribble drive because Osseo obviously is not going to foul. But if all of a sudden you see guys matched up in front of you, then you have to let the play and the process continue and try to see if you can get an open look.
Your Osseo too, you want to be careful not to foul on a, you know, if they get an inside look, or either you foul enough that he can't possibly score it, or you back off.
If they attack, they'd probably play Matador defense and let him score, but it looks like PC's going to go for the home run here.
Under 10 to play. Back out, here's Kamara, 5 seconds. Kamara will shoot it up for the tie, no! Broadway rebounds and scores, but the time is gonna run out, and Osseo will hang on to win by 1. The Pirates needed 3, they get 2, but it is not enough, and Osseo holding on for the win in a classic here at Maple Grove.
You know, Osseo, Coach Tyson did something very smart there. He went small. He had nothing but guards on the floor. He had players who could defend the dribble drive if they tried to take it off the bounce. He also had guys who could defend, and then they were able to switch. So that's what kind of screwed up Park Center there with their switching that Osseo had done. Then it put Park Center in a position where someone just had to go one-on-one and make an individual move.
So the Orioles will hang on for the victory here. They had the lead throughout. It was, you know, up into double digits for a while. Park Center fought back. Had a look at a 3 that would have tied it. And then Broadway grabs it back. You know, you could say Broadway shouldn't have shot that one, but at the same time, I don't know that they were going to end up having time to get it back out and shoot another 3 anyway there.
No, there was no other solution because the action was going to the right and it was going to the corner. So, you know, what you would have thought is he maybe would have centered the ball and just would have went one-on-one and maybe just tried a nice little 3-point shot there. But credit goes to Osseo for figuring it out.
Nice victory for the Orioles. Will be their 21st of the season. Park Center, hats off to Coach Ware and his team. They will end up at 21-7 after taking that defeat.
If you paid money, this was worth it. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So let's go down to courtside now. Allie's standing by with a couple of the Orioles.
Yeah, guys, I have Maurice Nelson and Zach Tyson. We're going to start with Maurice. Maurice, you guys split in the regular season. Tonight was the rubber match, and you're at a neutral site, and you guys were able to win, but it got scary there at the end.
Yeah. It did get scary. Coach kept on telling us it's all about toughness, and we just had to play tough, get stops, and rebound.
What did you guys learn from that one loss that you had to Park Center earlier this year that was able to put you forward and get this W?
We weren't tough. We weren't tough in the beginning of the season. We just had to progress. You know, practice helped us, and, you know, we got stronger as a team.
So Matt Bezdacek, he gets injured, and it's kind of looking to you to step up and fill his role, and you really did. You scored 14 points the last game, 18 tonight. How do you feel in that role, stepping up for your team?
I'm feeling good. You know, I'm used to coming off the bench, but starting, it's not a big thing. You know, I'm going to just step in, do what I got to do, help my teammates out.
Congratulations on a big game, stepping up for your team. We'll turn it over to Zach. Zach, Park Center never led this entire game. It got close there at the very end. How are you guys able to establish control that whole way through?
We've been focusing on team effort like the whole season, so just knowing where everyone is and just everyone in the same place and same time, it just helped us out a lot.
I know you guys struggled defensively last time when you lost against them, but you guys really focused on that defensive game plan tonight. Talk about that effort.
That was our first regular season game, so coming over the season, we're just like getting better as a team, talking more, and just being better, I guess.
You guys have a big task ahead of you as you go to the championship where you'll possibly be meeting Champlin Park. Where do you guys match up there? How are your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's going to be a tough game either way. Section final, anyone can win a section final game. It doesn't matter if you're 8th or 1st. Just whoever plays the hardest and toughest.
And it's good time for you. At this time last year, you broke your ankle, but you're at 100% now.
It's just good to be out here now. I mean, last year sitting out really sucked, but now it's just we can play.
Taking those smiles and energy, you better get ready for that championship game.
Thank you.
Congrats, Zach. We'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Allie. Congratulations, we said, to the Orioles. They will be taking on the winner of our next game between Mounds View and Champlin Park. That comes up Friday night at Rogers High School. That's going to do it for us for now for this first semifinal. Reminder to watch for the Mounds View Champlin Park game as well on CCX Sports. Your final in this one, Osseo 62, Park Center 61. Good night from Maple Grove.